Not sure.
I'll record it. And then if it's,
Okay.
hold on Dan, just carry on. Somebody's calling me.
Okay, well, I can continue on. For people who are just joining us now, welcome. It's the Q&A for founders only. Marty's recording it. Out of courtesy, we're all going to mute ourselves unless we're talking because there can be a lot of background noise. If you have a question, go on to the Zoom and click on participants, and everyone's name shows up, and there's a thing that says invite, mute me, and raise hands. Okay? Okay, Steve Albrighton, mute yourself, please. Okay, and once you raise your hand, we'll call on you. If we call on you and the question's already been asked, you can just say hello and we'll go on to the next. So Steve Albrighton, please mute yourself. There's a lot of background coming back. Thank you very, very much. I know I sound like a school teacher or a librarian here trying to keep it all quiet, but it will just help. So why don't we, the next one I see in line is Trevor Peters. So Trevor, if you'd like to unmute yourself and ask your question, go for it.
Yeah, hey everybody, Trevor here. I didn't really have a question. I just wanted to say, you know, what an awesome day it is to be able to participate in ONPASSIVE every single day. You wake up and just have such an amazing opportunity to share with everyone. And I can't ask for anything more. And so grateful that we're able as founders to participate. So everybody, ask away and just know that you're in it to win it. And so
You don't have to be on there on your camera.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Trevor. You're excited and you're fired up. So just a reminder to everyone, look at the microphone and make sure it's red because that means you're muted. We still hear a lot of background noises. And remember, if you're on video, we can see what you're doing, okay? So the next when we call on you, if you want to raise your hand, go down and click on participants, and there's a little note that says raise hand. If at the end you haven't been able to find that and you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask. We're just trying to keep it, you know, simple and process. So we have Neil Parkinson next. If he'd like to unmute himself and ask the question, go for it, Neil.
Okay. Hi, Susie.
Hey, Neil, what's happening?
Hello, Marty. You all right?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good to speak to you at last.
Yes.
My quick question is the 3 for 3 deal. Is that proprietary information, or can we share that with other people that aren't currently founders?
You could share it. You could share it. People just need to know that, because I also verified this with Ashmufareh. It's 3, you know, I thought it was maybe be 3 personals, but it can actually be 3 overflow. Like if I got overflow and it went to you, Neil, 3 people, the following month would be enough people to pay your subscription for that month. So it's
Okay.
It's a big deal. A very big deal.
Yeah. So they don't have to be they don't have to be level 1. They can be anywhere in the team.
That's right.
You could have 1 personal, and that 1 personal could have 2 people front line, and that's 3 in the team.
No, what I'm saying is that your first level, no matter how they got there, whether it's from overflow or from the company or from your own efforts, it's considered 3.
Right.
Okay.
One more thing, I'm going to add one more thing to that, Neil. There seems to be some confusion with some people as to whether or not, if they have 3 people.
Okay, Belinda Allen.
Oh my goodness, really?
There seems to be some confusion as to whether you have to in order to activate your membership, in order to activate your position, if you have to pay, or if you have 3 people, you don't have to pay. Everybody coming in as a founder everybody coming in has to activate whatever that cost is, that first position. Once they activate it, after that, those 3 people come into, some people think, hey, I got 3 people, it's free. No, you still have to activate your position.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that, Dan. And I think Ash has mentioned too that, and my understanding is that makes it a very legal business, that we are coming in as founders, now we're customers, we're all gonna pay our package. But the good news is, once we've paid our package, the likelihood of us having commissions in there after that is very, very high. Obviously, no promises can be guaranteed, but from what Ash is saying, you're going to pay, and then there'll be some commissions in there already happening as we launch.
Yes,
But that
because
was
a lot can happen after you've paid. In that month after you've paid, a lot can happen, and those commissions can build, can't they?
exactly, quite quickly.
Yeah.
So that's a good question. And Marty explained it too, because I thought too, like you, Neil, you could put somebody under you, then they get 2. Is that the 3? But no, you need 3 directly under you, whether you bring them in, the company brings them in, or
Yes.
over.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
only fair though, isn't it? Thank you,
Okay,
Susie.
are you good?
Thank you.
Is that good, Neil?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Neil.
so
Susie?
Cheers.
Yeah. we have Alan Capel next. If you're looking to ask a question, go to participants on the screen and raise your hand, and we'll go in that order. And if you can't find that raise your hand, at the end, we'll open it up. So we're trying to stay in order, and the next person who raised their hand was Alan Capel. So everyone, please mute yourself unless you're speaking. So go ahead, Alan.
Good morning. Following up on that question, is it still pay once and never again? In other words, let's say you only have 2 in your front line. Does it go on hold until you've got it? Is it still the same as it was before?
It's same as it was before. You'll go on pause until you have the equivalence of 3 people. And it could be a week after, in other words, let's say your payment's due, you go on pause, it could be 2 hours, it could be 3 days, whatever it is. Yeah, it's pause, but all the money accumulated in your wallet doesn't go above you. It stays there until you have enough. No money is passed up. Yeah. So yeah, that's the same as far as I know. You're welcome.
That's what I thought. Thanks very much. Now, my question is this. I've heard it many times, even from you, Marty, that OnPassive is a unicorn company right out of the gate. As soon as we launch, it is a unicorn company. How do you, or how has it been figured out that that's the case?
Well, it would be $1 billion company at launch or soon after. And the number would be, I'd have to know exactly what it cost to get in, but I don't know, but I know the range, I believe, is anywhere between 100 and 300. And if you take that times 300,000 people, and then Ash knows stuff we don't know, I think there's companies on the side that want to get in that will go under all of us. So his thing to me was, it's worth, well, actually what I heard was worth $3.5 billion right now. But I always use the unicorn, which is 1 billion.
So that comes from Ash.
Yeah.
So it comes from Ash.
Yeah.
Okay, great. But one last thing, I was blessed to be invited into OnPassive as a founder in August of 2018, and I'm very grateful to the lady that invited me. Now, my question is, seeing as I was in so early, have you got any kind of feel as to what my group could look like because of that early position?
There's a good chance it looks pretty darn good, Alan. But look, I want you to picture, I don't know what the pay structure actually is going to be. I think it's a multiple different types of things will be involved. But if you just thought about a 3-buy, the first level's 327, blah, 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 blah. So everybody thinks, well, I got in when there were 17,000, there's 20,000 now. That means 3,000 are directly under me. No, that's not the case. Because you break it down as it goes, every level it goes down, there's more people live. So do I believe that most people that are in now have some type of overflow? I would think if they don't, they will very quickly after launch. But someone like you, Alan, even on a leg that maybe above you didn't do a lot of marketing, which who knows, I would think you'd have some people overflow, yeah. But I also think there'll be some really lucky individuals that fell in the right spot, or they fell under like somebody, 3 or 4 people that were big promoters of ONPASSIVE, and there might be a little bit more overflow in that one area. But nobody really knows what it looks like when this deck is shuffled together. But it should be spread out. It should be fairly even, but I really can't tell you because I don't know in the scope of things what level you're at, because I don't even know what the pay structure exactly is. We've always used a 3 by infinity. And if that's part of the pay structure, you could figure out, well, you know, if you're one of the top 3, the 4th guy goes to number 1, the 5th guy goes to number 1, the 6th guy, then it moves to you. So it's you have to look at it in your mind, this big scope of a huge, I hate the word matrix, but a huge matrix. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean, the main thing is example, if you use the word, the number 3, we've created hundreds of sets of 3, just myself, Mike, and Dan, hundreds.
Right.
And I know
Marty,
people above us have done the same thing. So,
Marty, let me
you.
say a couple things about that too. You know, that's a really, really fun thing to think about, Alan. We've all thought about it, what's going to be underneath us. But in reality, it really doesn't matter. And it's because of the sheer volume that OnPassive is going to be doing. As OnPassive launches and they bring in 100 million customers, whatever you thought, it's taken care of. Because you're so far up there, it's just going to fill in. It really doesn't matter if you came in 2 years ago or if you came in today. Because of what OnPassive is going to be doing, it's a fun thing to think about, but all of us are going to be taken care of in very, very good ways because of that volume. And that volume is just going to increase over time. It's not going to stagnate and go down. It's just going to continue to increase. And Marty uses a figure. In the United States, I think we've got like 10,000 people coming online every single day. Our market will never shrink. It'll never, I mean, it will always be there. So we're all in a really, really good place, but continue to have fun with that. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Thank you. And thank you, Marty, and for all your hard work. And Mike, I love your videos.
All right. Thank you, Alan. Once again,
thanks, Alan.
everyone mute yourself unless you're asked to speak. If you want to speak, click on participants and there's a thing called raise hand. The next person we have is Suzanne. How are you, Suzanne? Unmute yourself and ask your question.
And keep in mind,
Hi, thank you very much.
keep in mind, you can put your hand up again later if we're still on. You can, whatever you have. Sorry, Suzanne, I have a big mouth.
Not a problem, Marty. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I had 2 questions. I came on in July, and you know how life can be, you get really busy. And it was interesting. The other day I watched a video and went, oh my God, what am I sitting on? And the light bulb went on and I pushed everything aside and I can't sleep and I'm just vibrating. I'm so excited. So my question is, I went in, I was so excited. Oh, there's all these links. Well, a lot of the links are not relative now if the $25 position. So I'm wondering, in a nutshell, could those links be eliminated because it's really confusing for someone new? If I go and broadcast that to my prospective people, they're going to assume that's the way it is, and it's not. And secondly, can you take control of the mute, Susie, and then just unmute people as they come, because it's really distracting to hear a toilet flush and people's chip bags and stuff.
Unfortunately, I don't have control over the mute.
Okay.
I
Gotcha.
think Marty might be able to. But if you want me to answer that question, Marty, and if you want to add anything, or Dan or Mike, I think that in the links that you're talking about in the back office, the links that are probably the most updated and best to use are the webinar links number 8 through 16. And I do believe there is some stuff in the back office that is outdated. There's stuff that needs to be removed. And as part of the Leadership Council, this has been brought forward to Ash. And I do know that OnPassive is working diligently on the products in the launch. And although there are maybe some old things and information in the back office, we don't want their energy going to there. I understand what you mean, that might be not be the best reflection to people coming in new, but they're feverishly working on getting us launched. So my advice to you is that they can use their registration link, obviously, to get people signed up. That's current. And the webinar links have from 8 through 16. Those are the things that are best for sharing, because it has videos of the webinar recorded. It invites them to one. It shows all of the blog and the different products down below. So I don't know, Mike, Marty, or Dan, if that was a sufficient answer. Mike?
That was very sufficient. Thank you. That's great. I'm so excited. Glad to be here.
Hey, Suzanne, I've got a question for you.
Mhm.
What did you see just a little while ago that just set you on fire? What was it?
You.
I appreciate that.
You make Mike turn red. I love it.
You get $10.
Mike.
It was.
I can
get $10.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm friends with Sharon Parkinson and Neil, and we've done some businesses together. And I have faith in her and I trust her, so I just signed up. And my husband and I, we have an excavating business. I've been doing networking for 20, 30 years. And just like a lot of people out there, I make enough to, cover the price of the product and sometimes more, but can't make a living on it. And, my first year in the company I'm in now, I signed up 200 people, no one's there. The attrition is so high. It's so frustrating. So when, as you dive into OnPassive, once you take a look, but I was thinking time is so precious. Mike, what you say is so good. And I'd like to really just have a snippet of the video. It's hard to get someone to sit down for an hour. I wonder, can I pull pieces out of that?
Yeah. Susan, you can do whatever you want with the content we put out there. You can edit it, you can pull stuff out, you can do whatever you want. But the point I was going to make, and you're a pro at this, you've been at this for a little while, you know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And if you follow your journey to the place where you're at today, majority of the people want to take that same journey. And if you just put it in front of them the way you're thinking, you're dead on. And again, you know exactly what you're doing. You brought in 200 people. You're a pro. You're a superstar.
But it's frustrating. The finances didn't show that, right? The attrition is huge.
This is OnPassive now. This is OnPassive now.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see. We're all bouncing off the walls, believe me, just like you are. But I'm vibrating. I can't sleep now. And I'm just like, oh, what an idiot. I signed up in July and I'm just oh my God, nothing's more important than this, right? And
but that happens to so many people. I'll be talking to people and I do a live every day and I say the same thing almost every day. And then all of a sudden, somebody will instant message me because that light bulb went off. And they're like, you won't believe how good OnPassive is. I go, no, I have a clue that it's real good. But it's when it hits them. You can tell when it hits them because they, just like you, Susie, they go, oh my gosh, what are we sitting on? Yeah. And by the way, I did find a button and I'm muting everybody as they come in. So it
perfect.
It should be better.
Perfect. Thank you. And also on our OnPassive Nation Facebook, there's a gentleman there that's really quite negative and people are saying remove him. And he's like, oh, I'm going to stay forever because I paid. oh, it's so negative.
Well,
I'm just
somebody
wondering-
told me about somebody this morning, and they're
Yeah, I
so
wonder
far.
how do you deal with that, right? He
Yeah,
wants to
he's
stay
gone.
on, but he's
Yeah, but
extremely
he's
negative.
not an ONPASSIVE Nation anymore. And if he says that stuff in the community, he'll be kicked out of ONPASSIVE too.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
He's been kicked to the
Thank you.
curb. He's kicked to the curb and doesn't even know it yet. He can't even
Okay,
find
thank you very
ONPASSIVE.
much. That's
Yeah, no
great.
problem.
Oh, one other thing is when did he do the beta testing for 4 days, got 1 million views? Was that recently or a month ago or 2 months
8,
ago?
9 months ago now, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
and what do you think?
And
Go ahead.
how he said it was, the main thing is opt-in. You know what an opt-in is somebody puts their name,
Oh, yeah.
their email, and their telephone number. And most people don't want to do that. So they did a test and they say, hey, look, let's see. We want 1 million opt-ins. Let's see how long it takes. Even if it was a survey, it didn't matter what it was. And they got it in 4 days, about 8 or 9 months ago, maybe more now, but something like that.
Okay, thank you.
And
love
Mark,
Let me throw one other thing in here. You know, what we're finding now, what I'm seeing a lot of is founders that have been in for a long time realizing this sense of urgency and saying, hey, this is for real. You know, we've kind of followed this for a long period of time, but now we believe that this is for real. And I'm having people email me all the time. How do I promote this business? What do I do? How can I share this? And so that's one of the reasons we're seeing such an uptick in founder registration, is because people are getting engaged right now, and it's fun. And we're just spending a lot of time helping these people get on track and get going. So you're ahead of the game with all the people that you have in your experience in the business.
And I think as we get closer to launch, people realize it's really going to happen. You know, all the negative feelings and the scare and the fear, it just dissipates.
exactly. And I don't know if this is accurate or not, but my understanding, going back to your question about the opt-ins and the 1 million opt-ins, I think the survey was like, how much were people willing to pay for certain marketing platform and business tools per month or something? I'm not sure if I'm accurate with that. So it wasn't just, aimless leads. It was like targeted people who use tools online for their business that opted in or the survey or however they did it, which is very promising to me. I'm not sure, Mike, if I have that right or not, but I thought the question was for people who are.
That's very good, Susie. But what you have to keep in mind with the traffic they drove, and this is really, really big, they did not use the AI they have today. When they throw that AI in there, I mean, they're gonna take this thing to the moon. The AI is a really, really big deal.
I asked Ashmufareh on the phone one day. I said, hey, what kind of outreach do you have for, customers or being able to get people? He said, if they have an email and they have a name, we can contact them. So it's unlimited.
Okay, so Suzanne, did you have another question or is that it?
That's it, but any other Canadians on here? Am I the only one?
We can have them put that in the chat if you're from
No, there's
Canada.
a boatload of
Oh,
Canadians
good.
on there, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from
Thank you
Canada.
so much.
Aurelia.
Yeah. Hi, Alan. Okay. So if you want to ask a question, click on participants and raise your hand, and we're going to go through. And at the end, if you were unable to raise your hand or you have another question, we'll do another round depending on how much time we have. So the next person up is Art. So if you want to unmute yourself, Art, and ask your question.
Thanks, Susie. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay, great. Thursday's webinar was a mind blower. It just, the product that he touched on, that he demoed, OConnect. Susan, I can't sleep. That's just, in the back of my mind thinking about it. We are this close to stopping from marketing the GoFounder position. Once we launch, and I don't mean to put you guys in the spot, but do you know if ONPASSIVE I know OnPassive is going to drive business and build my business, but I don't want to retire right now. I liked what I do and I want to continue to market, but promoting is going to be completely different. We're not going to be promoting GoFounders. How do you see us promoting product? You know, is there going to be any direction from OnPassive or maybe OnPassive Nation? Are you guys going to continue to promote the product itself? I'd just like some feedback. If not, you know, no worries. I'll eventually figure it out.
Oh, you listen, Art. You'll be able to do anything you want. You can promote the products. You can build resellers, because at that point there won't be any more founders. But it's the same position without the word founder on it. A reseller can come in after launch and do very, very well as there'll be resellers that do better than some founders if they build. But I believe 100% that when it launches, a lot of marketers with experience in marketing, like Suzanne herself, the light bulbs are going to be going off all over the place. It's going to look like a short circuit factory, okay? And people will say, wow, I can get into this and market it. And while you're marketing it, the company's marketing with you. You know, there'll also be a lot of customers that come in and they put their business in there and the company's marketing for them. And they're going to see that they're making more money with OnPassive than they are the company they're marketing with. So anything that you want to do as far as marketing is there. I'm sorry for all the noise. My grandchildren are here, so
Let me add a couple of things to that, Marty. OnPassive Nation, we will be marketing not to founders, but to independent resellers, the IT product. Same thing. There's no difference, except the founding members have been able to have a head start and build their business and have OnPassive help them. But we'll be marketing to independent resellers, the IT product. We'll be marketing to customers. The customer side of OnPassive is so easy because you have the automated marketing platform. You probably already know this. We have all the tools we need to throw it out to customers. There's no reason why everybody on this Zoom today doesn't bring in 100 customers a month. And if you do 100 customers a month, that will blow you away, the amount of money you're going to make. And there's no reason why everybody here couldn't do that with one or two or three or four products. And OnPassive Nation, yeah, we are going to be marketing to customers. We're going to be marketing to independent resellers, the IT product. Will we have some input for everybody? Yeah, we'll have a little bit, but you're going to have to wait and see. I see it, Suzanne. Did that help, Art?
Very much so. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
You bet.
Thank you, Art. And Angel Thompson, if you could mute yourself, please. We're getting some background noise on yours, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you so much. If you have a question, go to participants, and there's a thing that says raise your hand. We're going to keep going. The next up we have is Diane Lennon. If you'd like to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, everybody. Suzanne, I am a Canadian as well, Western Canada, and I joined in July too, so I know about those sleepless nights. Gosh. I sent a few questions in through the email. Do you get those, Marty, or do you just want me to ask them now? I can only remember a couple of them.
I get hundreds of them. I don't remember all of them, but I try to answer them all if I can, obviously. I don't delete them.
Oh, okay. It was the email for this particular Q&A, but that's okay. The 4 days with 1 million hits, Suzanne, I remember an old webinar of Ash's, and it was May of 2019, those 4 days that he talked about. One question I have is, can I put more than one name on a position? I have 3 stepdaughters, and none of them are interested. They're all adults, so I just want to get one. I have a position for them, but I'm wondering if I can put all 3 names on. As well as the other question, because I have several positions, when I launch, is it best to just see which one, because I want to pay for a bigger package to get the traffic, which one has maybe the most of a biggest team? Is that the best thing to do?
Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Dan. You started off.
Dan, you're one of my sponsors of my older positions.
I'm sorry, I couldn't unmute myself there. Yeah, if you have, first of all, your first question, the way we understand that, unless you were going to get a corporation put together and you wanted your daughters in that corporation, the LLC or whatever, each position is one individual. So you have several positions. You could assign your daughters each one of those positions. Just go up to profile and change the name in each one of those positions. Now,
I just wasn't feeling that generous, Dan.
What's that? You're not that
I just
generous.
wasn't feeling that generous.
Okay. All right. Well, the other thing is, as far as I think you were talking about which team do you build? If you've put anybody in your original position, I mean, that should be the team that you'd probably continue to build, and then fund the other positions, and they will grow organically. Like, let's say it's like Marty said, let's say it's around $200 to activate those positions. You activate each one of those positions, and through the marketing campaigns of OnPassive, you're gonna get traffic, you're gonna get customers underneath each and every one of those. Now, as far as you concentrating on one position to build yourself, I mean, that's what we've all done. We've all got our original position, and then we each got other positions that are gonna basically build organically. But we've concentrated on one position to actually throw team members underneath. Does that help at all?
It does. One other question about that. So I only have a small team. I have 9 team members, but I have signed up a couple of others under some family. Is it best for me to sign them directly, or should I help my family get their 3? Because I have 9 already.
Let's take that. You want to go, Mike? Or
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'll take that one. Again, everybody gets hooked up on this 3. I got to get 3. I got to get 3. Don't worry about it. If you can get 3, great. If your family members can get involved and bring in a few people, great. But if you can't get 3, do not worry about it. That's why we outsource the building of our business to OnPassive. That's why we're paying the monthly fee to outsource that to OnPassive. OnPassive will come in and get you 3. That's going to happen. Or Marty, Dan, or I will get you 3. Or Susie or Susanna will get you 3. The people that are builders will get you 3. It doesn't matter where they come from. You will get 3, and it will be free. The next month will be paid through the proceeds you make with OnPassive. So don't get caught up with the 3. I would recommend everybody share OnPassive, because if you don't, and we come in 6 months from now, the people you didn't share it with are going to go, well, why didn't you share this with me? You're making $30,000 a month, and I have bills I can't pay. Why didn't you share this with me? So I share it with everybody, and then it's up to them. They either come in or they don't. That's their deal. But as far as the 3 go, don't worry too much about it, Diana. It's the people that you bring in, they're going to get their 3. Believe me.
Great. Thank you very much, Mike.
One other thing on that is, the reason I think Ash brings up the 3 as well is that, you know, we're, like we discussed earlier, we're all going to come in, we're going to activate our membership with whatever the cost is, and then 3 people, the 3 people that come in underneath you will more than pay for your monthly subscription or your monthly fee to keep all the products. So you're going to be able to, with the 3 that come in underneath you, you aren't going to have to come out of pocket for anything. That's why we say you pay once and that's it. You don't have to come out of pocket for anything, because we have what's called a holding wallet. And that holding wallet will hold any funds that you will be required to pay for your monthlies. But we don't even see that as being an issue, because the traffic and the amount of customers that are going to be coming through our organization as founders, it's going to fill up quicker than you can imagine.
Thanks, Dan. I wanted to add too, Diane, I think I heard Ash answer a question where someone said there's a family of 3 people on one position, and in the wallet, the withdrawal wallet, those 3 people can add the accounts, I believe, that they want to withdraw the money. Not sure if that's an option you want to offer to your children where they share one and it's under one name, yet they can set up the wallet to withdraw. I think I'm accurate on stating that. I could be wrong, but I believe you can put different accounts into one founder position where you want the money dispersed. So is that it for questions, Diane? Thank you. Okay, so if you want to ask a question, go to participants, click on it, and there's a thing where you can raise your hand. The next person up is Rod Johnson. So go ahead, Rod, unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you again. Okay, my next question.
Oh,
slash
wait. You
Okay.
already asked. I'm sorry. We're going to go to, if it's okay with you, I want to be fair.
Sure.
Let's
Sure.
get some other people. I apologize. Okay, so
I don't mind.
that's okay. Okay, we'll get back to you. Next, we have Shanu Hanifa. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Shanu, if you want to unmute yourself and correct me if I said your name wrong.
Yes, Susie, thank you. It was
Okay,
correct.
what's your question? Go ahead, you're on.
Yeah, I'm from India. I just joined 2 months back. And my question is, does all the customers coming in have the option to become a reseller?
Yes. Yes,
Absolutely. They'll be able to come in and there'll be a button in their back office that says they can be a reseller. They click it and they are a reseller. It costs no more money. It's the same price, but it gives them an option to start making money with ONPASSIVE.
Okay, thank you, Marty.
You're welcome.
Is that your only question? And happy Diwali.
Yeah, thank you. Same to you.
Okay. All right. So next for a question, we have Andy Burks. And Andy, unmute yourself and go for it.
Hi guys. I actually put this down on an email, same as Diana, but let me run through. I've been listening to the webinars. I've been listening to you, as you well know, Marty. I'm extremely excited by the prospects, and quite frankly, happy to wait for the products to be perfect before Ash decides to take this to market, no matter how long it takes. But I'm therefore keen to understand as much as I can about how we can engage with those on YouTube. I know he mentioned this in one of his webinars the other week. In order to take advantage of their followers, I've sent out some 300 odd emails so far. I keep changing the email around, admittedly, because I'm not getting very much apart from skepticism, but not perturbed by this. I really want to try and see if there's another way, or see if there's another suggestion, or any hints or options I can use to encourage these types of people to take ONPASSIVE a little more seriously before it launches.
Well, you know what I found, Andy, is a lot of times if you keep it simple, and I don't use links. Like if I'm doing it on Facebook, for one thing, I would say, what if there was a company that marketed for you, they ran traffic for you, they guaranteed your success? Would you be interested? Ask me how. Then underneath, people start asking, yeah, I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. Then you instant message them, you get their email, and now you're hooked with them, and you feed them the information as they want it. I find people will ask you for stuff if you do it right. And that's the best way to market, when they come to you and say, I want this, I want that, and you give it to them. That has worked for us. And YouTube, obviously, if you do YouTube is a slow thing to build. We started building it for ONPASSIVE about 18, 19 months ago. Mike Ellis does most of the videos. And it starts off slow.
I watched every one.
Yeah, we weren't looking for the videos to be a big effect right now, as much as we were looking when it launches and 10,000 people punch into Google, what is ONPASSIVE? and your videos are the top 5 or 6, think about the traffic that you're going to get. So you got to think down the road. Don't worry about today. Yeah.
It's more of the followers. As I said, I took on board what Ash said. You know, if you've got a guy with over 1 million followers, 10% of his subscribers or his followers get a free opportunity for a 7-day free trial, and they take it up. You've got your team.
Oh,
You've got your
no
group.
doubt. No doubt.
You know, you only need one of these, and your whole system changes. So, as I said, what I've been trying to do is to focus, or not focus. I've been doing all kinds of different weird, wonderful things. My advertising budget is nil at the moment. COVID has created a hell of a havoc for my business, but at the end of the day, I still have time to be able to send out emails, send out opportunities. I've used Facebook. I did my first, as you know, I did my first video the other day, which I posted on Facebook, and you kindly posted on Passive Nation. It was great. I've also sent emails out to all of the contacts I have and the links, etc., etc. And it's just a case of, is there anything else you can think of that I can do? I want to try everything and anything. I'm like everybody else here. I'm extremely excited by the opportunity, and I want to build this as quickly as possible because, quite frankly, I don't like working. I've done it for too long.
Let me tell you something that has worked. How well it works for you, I can never guarantee that. I wish I could. But if you went to the webinar links in the back from 8 to 16, and you took 2 of them, and you send them to your contacts, and in your contacts you say this: listen, the company I'm with made me these 2 great pages.
Yeah, I've done that, Marty.
And it didn't work.
I got one back.
So like I'm saying, you never know what might do it. Also, another thing I do is everybody here gets spam. Okay, when somebody sends me a spam, I reply to it with something to do with Onpassive.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll try that.
Well, I mean, we're all getting them anyway. And I've had people, and remember, when somebody tells you no, translation of no really means I'm scared to death to get ripped off.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean no.
Not
so
now.
You'll be surprised. But marketing's not easy, or everybody would be good at it. I mean, it's rough. And you never know. It's better to do attraction marketing where people come to you. That's why, like, one of our best videos is 1 minute and 57 seconds long, and it's only what if. What if you had this? What if you had that? And everybody's boom, 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 boom. And another thing, when Onpassive launches, I believe in systems. So you make a system that works, and you drive traffic, let them go all different angles. Once we get it, and we can make our own videos and put them on nicer pages like Onpassive, we're going to make a system, and anybody that would want that system, I would just copy the code and give it to you, and you put it in your Onpassive back office, and we can all help each other build faster. So we'll be doing that too. Whatever I can do whatever we can do to help other people.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Love the videos, Mike. Watched every single one. And sent most of them out to everyone I've got on my list. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you. Okay, so the next person up for a question is Gord Greenwood. If you want to unmute yourself, Gord, and everyone else mute themselves. Gord, go for it.
Hi, sorry about that. My question, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Can we bring in people from other multi-level marketing or direct sales as founders?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we were allowed to.
Some other companies won't. Some other companies won't let you do it because they'll consider Onpassive a MLM, and it's not. So if they say something, this Onpassive is not MLM.
Yeah,
the problem would be on their side, not our side.
Right, and that Gord, I just want to add to what hitchhike on what Marty said, because I'm part of an MLM, and every MLM has certain terms and requirements and agreements. Now, even though OnPassive is not considered an MLM, you have to be very mindful of if you're cross recruiting as well. And I can't tell you one way or the other what's the best way to handle that. I do know that people I knew prior to starting being in an MLM, and they are in my MLM with me because they trusted me and liked the products. I reached out to them because I've known them my whole life. But it depends what MLM you're talking about, what your terms and agreement, are you allowed to promote other companies? Are you using that MLM and your access to people, are they going to look at it as cross recruiting? And are you willing to be okay with leaving that company to do that? So those are things I can't answer for you. You may have to go through compliance with your MLM. I hope that was helpful. Did that make sense?
Yeah, it
just to
makes
add
sense.
to that a little bit, Susie, I was in one, and unfortunately I didn't build a huge team, so it wasn't an issue for me to just bail from that one and go to another one. But I do know of some people that are in the top 3% that were very, very successful, and they got bonuses from their MLMs. Well, if they promoted another MLM, then, or any other business, then they would not get that bonus. And some of these bonuses with these MLM companies that these big gurus have are very significant. So they would forego that bonus. But for the average Joe that hasn't been successful with MLM and doesn't have a huge team and is not getting paid, it's not a big deal for them to lose it and go to a company like OnPassive.
Okay, yeah. Am I allowed to say what the actual MLM was, or direct sale, whatever it is?
I don't care.
Say that again. Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, it was Young Living, and last 2 years, I know for a fact they've tried to do their holiday launch, and their entire service crash. They can't handle the orders. They can't handle the webinars, and I think OnPassive would be awesome for them. And they have 4.5 million people.
Yeah.
I mean,
no
I'd love to see all
doubt.
4.5 million of them here.
Yeah, I think
But,
I think a lot of companies will use OnPassive for that reason and that reason only. They want the tools. Remember, the tools can be sold alone. If somebody wants a webinar service, they can buy it.
That's what I'm thinking as well. They have 4.5 million people, 3,000 employees, and they just spent $1.5 billion on upgrading their servers and still crashed. I mean, I can't see OnPassive being a bad thing for them, but I'm not a sales guy.
Well,
I
I mean,
really am not.
remember,
I don't
when
know how
a
to
lot,
do them.
a lot of people on OnPassive are here to promote their other business. I just think some of them will switch sides when they find out that the platform on OnPassive will make more money for them than the business they're in. But people
The only platform I really want to is OnPassive. I mean, I love the oils and the essential stuff from Young Living, but OnPassive is the only one I want to do. And in 5 years, I only ever signed up 13 people, so I'm not a sales guy, but I would love to bring them over.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Gord, because I believe Ash in one of his webinars talked about Mary Kay. And there's, I think, over 4 million distributors for Mary Kay. And my understanding was that they are someone who is possibly interested in the tools. And yeah, wouldn't it be wonderful if you had Young Living under you, if they all came on board? So I'm thinking
I wouldn't want them under me. I want them above me. Let it trickle down, or water flow down for that matter.
True, either way. So hopefully that answered your question, Gord.
Yeah, I just now have to figure out how to get them.
Okay. All right. So we'll move on to the next person if that's okay. If you have to have,
Susie.
yes.
Hello,
Oh, hey,
how are you today? Hey, just before you move on, I just wanted to jump in and say something. First of all, hello to everybody. This is so refreshing. Every week we don't get to see all these faces as council members, so this is nice to see a slew of founders here. All the beautiful, beautiful people. All of you guys are so beautiful, so it's a pleasure to be on with you guys today. I just want to let you guys know I love you all. We are in this journey together. Just being on this call today with you guys makes me feel much more special. So I just want to say thank you for coming on to participate with us today. Hello to all our leaders, Marty, Mike, Dan, of course, you, Susie, as well. I just wanted to ask a question for somebody who I believe they're on this call. They can listen, but they cannot speak at the moment. And there isn't no option for them to type, right? Because we've got to raise our hand and ask. So I just wanted to ask on their behalf a question. Maybe we can have an open discussion, because I'm technically supposed to be helping answer these questions. So their question was this, and I again, guys, I think this is probably better suited for Ash, but we can have an open discussion about it. So they have one concern. They've been in from the beginning of OnPassive. They're very excited. They love the vision. They just had a question, a slight concern, but more of a question. They just wanted to know, and brace yourself, this does have to do with launching and soft launch, so I think I'll ask it. But they wanted to know that due to the fact that we were supposed to have soft launched July, August, around that time, but of course, you know what happened. The pandemic occurred, and you know, things have set us back, and it's absolutely fine. But they're thinking, for the fact that we are going into a second wave, which we all know, and we all got to protect ourselves and be careful, and you know, there could be a little drawback in our progression. They just wanted to know what is the thing that was stopping us from soft launching. How do we know, or how are we certain, which we obviously aren't, but shouldn't we be aware that that might stop us again from launching? That's what their question is, right? They want to know if what prevented us from soft launching, how will we know that won't prevent us from the official launch? That's their question. So I'm just happy I put it out there, because they'll kill me if I don't ask. And yeah, we can have an open discussion about it. So just wanted to know, again, I know this is better suited probably for Ash, guys, but I just thought we can talk about it maybe.
I'll start it off, Sean. And, you know, when you think about OnPassive is a massive undertaking. And what Ash has done is he's tied the soft launch up with the hard launch. And all those ducks have to be in a row before we do the soft launch, because the hard launch is going to come right behind it. And Ash is taking care of that right now. Does he tell us specifically what has to be done before we go into the soft launch? He really doesn't do that. He wants us to focus on our business and let him focus on that part of it. The soft launch is coming very, very quickly. And when we do the soft launch, the hard launch is tied to it. So there will be a progression, and we'll go right into the hard launch. There is nothing stopping us from doing these things. Ash wants to do a few things before we get into the soft launch. That's all it is. And as we go into the soft launch, it will happen. And once that happens, everything goes in progression. It will happen, guys. There will be nothing that stops the launch of OnPassive. Absolutely nothing. And that's what the last 2 years has been, a progression leading up to this point in time. And it's a very exciting point in time. Don't worry about not launching. It's not going to happen. There is so much money on the line right now. Believe me, Ash and his team, they're not taking any chances with anything. And so when you start to think about the soft launch and maybe the hard launch won't happen, don't. That's just not a concern of Ashmufareh. And if it's not a concern of his, it's not a concern of mine. Marty, Dan, Susie, anybody?
Let me throw one more thing out there, Sean.
Go ahead,
if everybody has been listening to the webinars over the last month or two, what we've found is it's all positive. Everything is positive because you're finding that OnPassive's value is increasing. what Ash is finding on a regular basis, he's probably been ready to go for a long time, but the quality of the product, the value of the product has increased exponentially. And that's exciting for all of us. He comes up with a new company every time we talk to him. And there's so much we don't know about not only the launch, the soft launch and the hard launch, but we don't know about other companies that are being involved. And if you just look at what he said last week, he said, I'm in the process of evaluating every single one of the companies in OnPassive. And he's checking off all the boxes, and he's saying everything is looking good. And so have a belief, have a trust, and just know that it is for real and it is going to launch. And just work on your business. That's all I have to say.
I hope he heard that, because it always helps when I have my brothers like you, Mike and Dan, to back me up on that. So fantastic answer. I'm sure he is pleased with what he's heard. And yeah, I double down on that. You know, there's a lot of things that are tied into OnPassive. This is not your regular company. This is, I believe, will be life-changing, world-changing. We will stamp and plant our flag. So it takes time, and it takes perfection, so to speak, because we want to hit a home run, right, guys? We don't want to strike out, right? So we want to hit a home run. And I'm sure, Mike, you probably mean grand slam. We want to hit a walk-off grand slam with this. So
yeah, and I think you said it. I think you said it right, Sean. Ash is a perfectionist, and this thing, when it launches, it's going to be next to perfect. I mean, nothing's perfect, but this is going to be as close as you've ever seen. And yeah, believe me, there are going to be a lot of happy campers here. I don't doubt that one bit.
Right. And again, guys, be aware, negative, again, doesn't need help in this world, guys. Just leave that. The world is providing enough. Let's be that shining light of positivity where, you know, people can wake up, smile, and be happy that they're part of something. You know, as we know, success is just a journey of failures that equal up to that one moment that things work in your favor. So we've got to be aware of that. And, you know, we are in a unique position, you know, for what this is going to be. You know, we are looking at each and every name here is just, it's going to be special. So, you know, lead with love, and we're going to make it, man. And we're going to party together. So rock on, bro. I'm passive all day, every day.
You got it.
And one more thing, if you think about this, the pandemic did have an effect on OnPassive, obviously. But during that time, anytime something like that happens, and this is fact, Ash starts thinking of what can he do with the company to make it so that a pandemic doesn't have as big a influence on what happens and when it happens. So he goes out and buys a building. He has 5 floors on it, and each floor he can open up one day, and if there's a problem on one floor, shut it down and run the other floor. Also, he said if a country, the government turns wacky and we're having problems, he said you can never just go to that country and say, shut down OnPassive, because OnPassive will be in hundreds of countries when it's all said and done. He did that on purpose. Every time something happens, he finds different avenues so that there isn't one head to chop off, there's many. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you, Marty, for bringing that up. And thank you, Sean, for bringing that up. And just to hitchhike real quickly on that, think about way back when we thought the soft launch was going to occur. I remember there were issues with how money was going to get paid out. Now, Ash is a very smart man. He wants to keep things simple. We have enough issues with people muting themselves on a Zoom. Can you imagine if everyone had to set up various wallets, one for a soft launch and then for the hard launch? I have a feeling it's all tied in together. That's just my personal feeling, that he's going to present that to the founders. The bonuses will come in. Some people will earn a bonus and all of that. Why have start with one wallet and then switch to another. So just like everyone says, I believe, or Dan said, it's all tied in together and it's going to happen. So I know, Daryl, you wanted to say something. We do have a few more people who have raised their hands. So if you want to say something quickly, Daryl, and then we have other people who've been waiting to ask questions.
No, I'll pass.
Are you sure?
Well, it's real quick. Back in 1977, I was on board a carrier qualifications, an aircraft carrier qualifications. It's like a soft launch for crews in the military. Well, we thought we were the big guns. We thought we were ready to go. And so during that qualifications, we had about 34 destroyers, submarines, and everything, and we were trying to avoid them all. And we got a little picture sent to us with a periscope of a submarine in our prop wash, and it said, "Bang, bang, you're dead." We weren't ready. So I hope that OnPassive will be ready, and I'm sure it will be.
That's a great story, Daryl. Yes, a very good analogy. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so next we have up Stuart has been waiting. Stuart, and then we have David. Go ahead, Stuart, unmute yourself and go ahead and ask away.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I've been
Hello.
in since 2018. The question I have is, I'm a pensioner, so I'm on limited income, and I've actually got 4 positions, and what I'm concerned about is we got 7 days to qualify. I can't think I can qualify 4 positions in 7 days. So what happens to the other positions that I can't qualify? Thank you.
I wouldn't worry too much about that, Stuart. Ash knows that problem that people are having with multiple positions, and the conversations that we've had with Ash, he's going to come up with something to give you the time you need to qualify for those other positions. What most people don't think about when they think about the multiple positions, your first position as you come in and you fund it, let's say $200, that the income will start to grow in that position right away, I believe. And you can use that money to fund other positions. And I think that's what Ash has in mind, and he'll probably give us a little bit of a grace period if we need it. And you've got 2 or 3 positions that maybe you haven't been able to fund right away. But as you fund multiple positions, each one of those positions will actually start making money right away. So I think it's not going to be as big a problem as people are thinking of. And Ash, yeah, he is thinking about that. He has thought about that. He's talked to Marty about it. And I believe he'll come up with something that's equitable for everybody and will help you fund those extra positions.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. I believe that'll all work out. Okay, next we have David Graham. If you'd like to unmute yourself, go for it.
Hi guys. Yeah, Alan Cable already asked a question, so I just want to come on board here and say that I'm a quiet builder, and I just want to say thank you to all the leaders, Susie McRae, Rob Cantillo, all my brothers out there, Marty, and Sean, and I'm just really grateful to be a part of this amazing company, and I can see huge things coming and changing people's lives for the better, and just say that I'm very grateful to be here, and I just want to thank everybody.
Well, thank you.
People behind the scenes. All right.
Thank you. That was very kind of you. Very kind words. Okay. Thank you, David. We have Cedric Flowers. Do you want to unmute and come on, Cedric? Okay. Last call for Cedric. And then I think we have 2 people who had been on before. We'll finish up with that, and we can wrap this up. So we have Rod Johnson and Andy Burks. Rod, if you want to ask your follow-up question, and then we'll take Andy.
Yeah, yeah, I agree that there seems to be a lot of concern about about having multiple positions. My thought process and slash question is that whenever this starts and everybody here, I believe, is going to be very successful, we're going to have the overflow. And if we do not have enough money for a position, and we have to pay first before we have access to our wallet. If that wallet has, say, $2,000 in it, and I'll just use this dollar amount, and it's going to cost me $200 to get that $2,000, I will be able to use my primary account to pay for my secondary and my third and fourth positions to gain access to that $2,000 in my secondary account, which would therefore be able to fund my other accounts. Isn't that going to be like the process?
Boom, Rod.
Yes,
You got it.
yes,
That's it.
you got it. Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, man, I'm just sitting back and excited as all get out.
Yeah, and I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, that Ash commented that we can have all of our wallets tied to one account. So it's not, that you're gonna, okay, Dan's giving me the thumbs up and Sean, yeah. So you're going to have control over that. And I believe people are gonna see commissions before, once they pay. And I think it's all gonna work out. Ash is committed to taking care of founders. And I believe we don't know everything that's going on. He may have some other things up his sleeve that he hasn't even shared with us. And as a leadership council member, I don't have any inside scoop whatsoever, but I just have a feeling that he's got some great things planned for all of us. And we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. So let's see.
One more thing, Susie, just so you guys know, if you're a founder and you want this, guys, no founders who want this will be left behind. So nothing to worry about. You will not be left behind. We are founders for a reason. And yeah, just buckle up. That's all I can say mostly,
Buckle up and enjoy the ride. So I guess that's it for questions. Marty, if you want to wrap this up, I saw Rod's hand went down, so maybe we're all set to wrap this up.
Anybody else? Come on. Somebody's got something. Kevin Rutledge, look at you. I can see you're thinking out loud. And now you're laughing. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody got anything else? No, there's no dumb questions. If there was, I already asked it. So
Marty, I have one.
Viviana, Onpassive. Go ahead, Viviana.
My question is that I have people on my team that signed up and never heard from them again. So what happens then? What do you do then? They're a founder, but I can't seem to.
They'll have 7 days as a customer, just like all of us on launch day. And if they don't appear, unless there is a grace period of some kind for the beginning, their position will be gone. Or I heard after 7 days, they go to the bottom of the list. So,
okay. So if they don't fund the account as a founder, they may end up losing the position?
they may lose it or wind up on the bottom and lose their date stamp, which is very important.
Oh,
that's why I tell people to pay attention to what's going on, because too many people on Onpassive have no clue what's going on. They need that light bulb to go off that Susan has if she doesn't mind sharing it with 280,000 other people. No, but you know what I mean? You got to get what you get. I mean, this thing is big. If you let it go, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
No, I agree.
Hey, Viviana, that really is our job to get this back in front of them. And we're going to have stuff for you all to put in front of people that will get those juices flowing again. They'll come in and they'll pay their position. But that's kind of that's our responsibility too. Yeah, it's theirs, but a lot of people, you know, life happens and they forget. We're going to remind them, and we're going to help you do that too.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess there's two more hands up. We have Art and then Suzanne. Art and Suzanne.
Real quick, so are you saying that the 7-day trial period will start day of launch, or will that start the day that individual signs into their back office?
Well, because we're not running yet, there is no launch. Once it's running, they have a 7-day free trial, just like everybody else. But even at the beginning, let's say it's launched in 7 days. Let's say it launches today. You have 7 days to fund your account.
So it's 7 days from the launch date. It's
yes.
not from the day an individual decides to sign.
Well,
to
it
log into
will be after launch. So if a person
Right.
comes in after launch today and it's already running, he needs to pay for his 7-day free trial within 7 days, or he loses that trial period.
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be communication coming from OnPassive to everybody via email, not through the back office.
Oh yeah,
to
people
let
will.
them know they're gonna know that you're gonna lose. You know, I'm sure information will be, you have 2 days left.
Oh
Check
yeah, no
it out.
doubt. That's
Here's
what AI is all about. It will follow
Exactly.
them around. You know,
they're
AI knows how. If they looked at a video, let's say for the webinar service, AI knows if they got off the webinar in 30 seconds or 45 seconds, and will remind them, you watched this for 30 seconds, was there a problem? That's how AI works. So if they don't see it after the 7 days, they're either Helen Keller or Stevie Wonder. I mean, they'll be notified. They just don't want it if they don't want it. But everybody will know.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have Suzanne for one more question.
Okay, my question is, to avoid, let's just say someone was away, or you know, you're in the hospital, whatever, something, you miss your email. Is there any way ahead of time they could just have a thing where basically my card number, keep it on file and give you permission so that when the time hits, boom, yeah, charge my card?
Yeah, Suzanne, what I would do is if I knew something was coming, I don't know, I'm getting a knee operation, whatever, and Ash announces, hey, we're launching today, so I got 7 days, I know I won't be available. I would go to my upline, which is here, and say, hey, here's my login, here's my information, pay that when it's due. So you can have somebody, if they have your login, they can pay for you if they had to.
True.
I don't think that's going to happen a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking for those people that are kind of passive and they're in and out and they're not paying real attention, you get a million emails. Like, for example, for myself, I'd gladly say, yeah, here's the pre-auth, go ahead, charge it when you're ready.
Right, right. But I mean, some people that just elect to not pay attention at all, I'm not sure you can fix that. I mean, there's some people that are going to lose out because they're brain dead. I mean, they just not paying attention. Yeah, no, but we're right now, myself, Mike, and Dan, I know for a fact, and OnPassive Nation for a fact, and the company, in fact, is what we're doing now is the get on the train time. Okay, come on. I've had people contact me and said, look, you've got to stay in touch. I can't chase you down. The group's too big. There's too many people. Once a day, get in your back office. If there's something new, find out. Don't let this thing go without you, because there's too many people to baby along. It's a multi-million-dollar company. You have your hands on a business that could change your life forever. You need to at least take the time to stay updated, you know, because there's enough people here that you can contact. If you can't get a hold of me, something's wrong. My email, I'm online every day. Everybody here, I mean, you can find somebody. If they're looking, they can get the information. And when Ash makes that announcement, soft launch Sunday, we'll send out hundreds of videos, hundreds of emails, thousands of emails. The company will be doing the same thing. But if that person elects to be hidden, there's just nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can do it. I got a guy that didn't sign his NDA. I don't know where he's at. One guy.
Yeah.
And I've done everything I could think of. So
I was just thinking though, like when you join any kind of networking or company, basically I'm on auto ship, my card, charge me every month. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to act, nothing. It's done.
Right,
So
and OnPassive doesn't
any of us
keep
strong
your
believers,
card.
like I gladly tick the box.
Right.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Okay,
Well,
great.
Susie, I'd
Yeah,
like
we've
to,
got, Tim Dillon has his hands up, and unfortunately, Marty, I got to leave in a couple minutes. But if there's more questions, I'm sure one of you guys will help take over. I have a family obligation, and I just want to say congratulations, Dan Street, for your retirement. But go ahead, Tim.
well,
Ask
thank you
away.
very much, Susie.
Susie, thank you, Susie.
You do a great job, Susie. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I want to say thank you to all of you who have spoke today. Sean, great words. Art, good question. Suzanne, good questions. But I want you to think, 100 years ago, this country was going through another pandemic. And during that time, what came about? The automobile, the phone, the railroad, all these things that have changed our lives today. They brought us to the future we now are in. We are sitting on top of a new revolution of the world. This technology that Ashmufareh, our CEO, this wonderful man who has a heart bigger than Secretariat, is bringing to us. I am so proud to be part. I don't know what else to say, because this is going to outlive me, and I will not be able to see what this truly does to the entire world that we live in today. It is going to change everything about society, about wealth, about communication, about getting along. We won't need borders anymore. There will be no walls built to keep people out. We will all someday live in a united community. It's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
I will let you go and enjoy your day. Look forward to what's ahead in our future. We are the Jetsons.
Drop the mic, Tim. Drop the mic. Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. I hope this was a hit for everybody. Yeah, boom. Drop the mic. We'll do it again if people want to do it. I want everybody to have a voice, because you don't need to hear my fat head every day. And everybody has, my opinion, everybody has something to say, and you should be able to say it. Anyway, thank you very much. This will be recorded. I'll put it on YouTube if anybody wants a copy of it. And thank you very much for being here. And remember, at 4 o'clock today, we have a webinar with Team Build webinar for the public. If you want to invite people there, we're going to explain this business again and again and again. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
I want one of those fake hands you got, Suzanne.
Thank you, Tim.
Boom.
Boom.
Thanks for everything,
That's right.
y'all. Suzanne, I sent you a friend request.